Hi everybody, happy Saturday. We have a winner. I have it buried under here, but we have a winner for the Live Young Retreat giveaway. I'll let you guys start coming on. It's a super exciting day. Hi Sophie. My gosh, you guys. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late, but it took so long to pick the winner. I can't even begin to tell you. I sent it over to my assistant like over an hour ago, and you know, there's just all these different steps. So we had to make sure everybody was following the steps, but we have a winner. And I'm going to announce that in just a second. Hi, Marsha. I want to see, Marsha's coming to the retreat. I want to see if I can get the winner on here. I'm not going to say I haven't seen them or not, but I have got the winner. Just so you guys know, what you're looking at right now is the prototype for the first Live Young red light therapy mask. And the reason why I'm wearing it right now is because it is in everybody's gift bag at the retreat. So you will be able to help me go through what we want to change about it. What do we like about it? What do we love about it? What do we want to change about it? Everybody at the retreat gets this in their gift bag for free. And this is next level. Now, I'm not going to go and compare my mask to other people's masks right now. But just know I have been dealing with, it is so exciting, Lisa Marie. I have been selling other people's masks for over a decade now. I have made other companies, usually run by men, millions of dollars because people listen to me and understand in my teachings how red light therapy works and why it is beneficial for the skin. And I have decided at the age of almost 57, fuck that, I'm gonna make my own. So that's what we're doing. And I wanna show you guys something very exciting that is not on the market, okay? I'm working with a company that I've been dealing with now who's wanting me to do this for the last 5 years. And I wanted to be able to do something very, very different, okay? Do you notice that I have no cords, no wires, nothing, not even a rechargeable thing that I'm carrying? It's because it's all rechargeable here. So you literally walk around with nothing. It's more feminine shaped. I gave a little bit more of a cat eye to it. I made it more breathable. I gave it coverage all the way to the ends. It's a game changer. This is a game changer. And for everybody who's at the retreat, it will, I don't know if I brought the toolbox in here. No, I didn't. This is the big ticket item that is in everybody's gift bag at the retreat. So, do we want to talk about the winner? Do we want to hear the winner? Everybody? Okay. I'm going to show you. I can see a lot of people here who were on, did that commitment. They did all the rules and all that. I can see them coming on here now, but I want to show you. No, it's not laser, Terry. It's red light therapy. So it's red, it's near infrared, and there's multiple colors. So you could take this off, like if I wanted to do, let's say I wanted to do, I'm in green. Do you see that? I'm in green. So you can change the color depending on what you're working on. That's red, that's near infrared, that's blue, that's yellow, like purple. There's reasons for all of these. And so I'm not doing laser. Why? I might do a laser mask after this one, but I specifically wanted to come up with this one. Why? Because everybody can use red light therapy. And a lot of people who are using these laser masks where your wavelength is over 1,000, those are things that you cannot use every day. And when we're forming healthy habits, healthy aging lifestyle habits, it's best for us if we can do something every day for 10 minutes. Done. Just like you exercise every day, just like you have movement every day. But when you need to keep track of stuff that you can do, oh, I can only do this one once. If I'm doing red light therapy, I'm going to do a laser mask once or twice a week. There's a lot more damage that can happen with laser masks, right? Because there's more research on red light therapy. There's more research on near infrared and red spectrum than any other spectrum. But I don't want to get like carried away on my mask. Trust me, it's coming. I'm doing a soft launch at the retreat with the 30 women that are able to attend. They're all getting it for free. Then I'll do the launch after that, and I'll explain a little bit more. Loving that you can multitask instead of staying still. Honestly, and another thing, creative eye candy, that I could not stand with the other masks is that the eye holes were so close that you really couldn't, you had no perception, I don't want to say that, but your vision was compromised by the mask itself. And this one isn't. So for all of those people that are like worried about having like the, goggles on and the health of the eye, and there's very contradicting studies about, does red light therapy help eye dryness? Yes, but can it, if you've got something, a predisposed genetic condition, can it hurt your eyes? Yes. So I made them a little bit bigger so that you're not getting the red light therapy right in your eyeballs. And in doing that, you can walk around and function without having to like feel around because the eye holes are too small. So listen, I've been doing this a long time. I've been dealing with these masks for a long time. Like I said, I've made men who own these mask companies millions of dollars. This is an entirely women-run organization here, my friends. Okay, it's also the best for your hair. By the way, I spent so much time trying to find the winner of the retreat giveaway. Now, you guys, this is a big giveaway. This is the biggest giveaway I've ever given because the accommodations, even though there's layaway plans and stuff, I think the accommodations, the cheapest bed is like $2,900. Now, again, you can pay over that for 3 years. I think it's 12 months, 24 months, 36-month layaway plan on this, you guys. I wanted to make sure I did not have anybody that was unable to attend because of financial reasons. And that's why we're doing this giveaway as well. When this whole thing closes, before I even get to the topic of like expiration of your skincare and the winner who is hidden behind this piece of paper, I was going to say, I totally lost my train of thought. If there's been a lot of people that have, that I know based on the stories and working with people one-on-one, that really need this retreat, that really need a complete, total reset in 4 days. And that's what this retreat is. I wanted to tell you that you're still on my mind. And there's people that I really was pulling for winning this retreat because I know that you need it. And I had to be fair, and I sent it over to my assistant, so we have the winner here. But I wanted to let everybody know that the registration is closing April 15th. So as of April 15th, there will be nobody else that is allowed to purchase a bed. The rest of those beds I'm giving away to people who have lost their homes in the fires, to women who are struggling to take care of their mother with Alzheimer's and their health has tanked, to women who have lost kids to addiction. There's a lot of people out there that could really use this retreat. And I'm sure all of you guys are thinking the same thing. I could really use this retreat. I know. I only have 30 beds though. So I'm going to close the registration April 15th. So that is your last day that you will be able to purchase your spot. So you can always, when I post this to my main feed, comment the word retreat, and you'll be able to get that link to be able to book that retreat. And just so you know, like I said earlier, this is one of the major things in the gift bag, but the gift bag itself, our goal is to get that gift bag more in monetary value than what you paid for your treat. Okay, you guys ready for the winner? Here we go. The winner of the Live Young Retreat is Lula Love _V. Lorena. Can you guys see this? I tried to see if I could do it like this so you could see in the reflection. The winner of the Live Young Healthy Aging Retreat, May 1st through 4th, is at LunaLove_V. Her name is Lorena. I don't know if she's on here. I know, Creative Eye Candy. I was holding my breath for you too. You've been here for so long for me, and on every live show. And I have really been pulling for you. I think I even sent you a DM this morning. Yeah, it's necessary and fair. Like I have to I have so many people that I've worked with personally, that gosh, I really wanted you to win it. I really wanted you to be there. I really think you need it. And I really wanted to give that away, but I had to take it out of my hands. So once everybody finished their thing, they made sure that they did what they were supposed to do. That winner, and I just saw her handle, and once I found out who won, I went to her handle and I saw her dancing with an older gentleman, must have been her father, her grandfather or something. And I thought, yeah, she'd make a great addition. And there was something else about gratitude was one of the main things on her page. And this is after I found out, who won. So I'm very excited. Congratulations, Lorena, LunaLove_V. I'm going to be getting a hold of you, and we'll talk more about that. This is a question that comes up too about the Live Young Retreat, you guys. Everybody's waiting to what do we do? What do we do? What do we pack? Now that we're going to close this on April 15th. We have our winner. Once we get, so sweet, Creative Eye Candy. Once we get everything filled up, that's the donations and everything, I am going to be doing a 20 to 30 minute phone call with every single person there individually, because I want to make sure, hi Linda Lake, I want to make sure that all of your concerns are addressed at this retreat. And you guys, I have star-studded guest appearances coming. We have Dr. Segosha, who, if you remember, I did a live show with Dr. Segosha from Merced, California. She's going to be there the whole time. She's doing a lecture on perimenopause, menopause, hormone replacement therapy, potentially can see patients remotely, can answer any questions and give any feedback for the entire weekend. Okay, we also have Mel Salvatore August. This was my 200-hour yoga teacher trainer, who is a bright, shining light of a human being. I am privileged and honored to be in her orbit. And those of you coming to the retreat, you will see what I mean. She will be my right-hand woman, only women at the retreat, but she will be my right-hand woman to help me with all of the yoga stuff. For those of you who don't know, I am a 500-hour yoga teacher, instructor. And so I will be teaching some of the yoga classes, but why not have the best of the best come and help us with some stuff as well? Because we're having movement in the morning, we're having movement in the afternoon as well. So I'll be teaching yoga posture labs. Mel is going to be doing guided meditations. She is an amazing resource for all things related to meditation and yoga. And so she is going to be joining us for the retreat. I also have Candace Heather, who kicks my ass every week at Equinox. And when I don't think that I can go any further, it's this woman, Candace, who says, oh yes, you can. And Candace is going to be doing our resistance training. We're going to be talking about and doing all 4 types of exercises that help with longevity. So we are going to be using muscles. We're going to be lifting weights. We are going to be stretching. We're going to be doing yoga. We're going to be doing things that, ooh, my timer just went off. Now this, you guys, this mask, the easiest mask I've ever had to put on or off, okay? No cords, nothing. You literally stick your face in. Watch this. Stick your face in. Attach it to your head. That's it. So I'm not going to do another session because 10 minutes with this mask is enough. Now, again, everybody at the retreat is going to get my wireless Live Young mask along with a goodie bag filled with a bunch of stuff. We have Element Tea that's already been sponsoring. We have Dr. Mark Money that's been sponsoring. We've got Jen Amber, who sent 45 derma rollers. So you guys know that I always talk about these. Shoot, I think it's in my other. Yeah, shoot. My rollers are in my other. They're in my other where I normally film for my skincare. But Jen Amber, everybody's going to get a derma roller. Everybody gets a red light therapy mask. It's all included. And then we also have Nurse Karen. You guys have seen me do Instagram lives with Nurse Karen where we've done soft wave. I just got done with Tixel. So I'm probably 7 days. Wow, that was Friday. I'm like 8 days out from Tixel. Loving it, by the way. Loving it. So Nurse Karen is coming. We don't know what kind of treatments that she's going to be doing, but we're going to be doing some treatments with Nurse Karen. And Nurse Karen works with Dr. Mark Monty. She is a plastic surgery nurse. She's an aesthetic nurse. She's trained in soft wave and a lot of other, all of these like in-office lasers. So we've got a lot of great people coming. And the whole entire time, I'm going to be doing lectures on how to maintain a healthy weight in midlife. We're going to be doing lectures. In fact, Dr. Sagosha is also going to be talking about the Ozempic weight loss shots and her experience with her patients, her midlife women patients on these shots. I'm going to be talking about that as well as a health coach. So there's a lot going on with that retreat, but I am closing the registration for that on April 15th. That gives me 2 weeks to give away the rest of the beds. And I'm very excited about that. In addition, a portion of the proceeds for the entire retreat will be going to help to alleviate some of the, oh God, I can't, it's gonna make me cry, to help women who have lost everything in the fires. So we will figure out what that's gonna be, but I am giving away beds to women who need them. And that's why I'm closing off the registration April 15th. So April 15th, everybody, that will be the end of like, okay, we know everybody that's coming, and I will start setting up those 20-minute calls with every single attendee individually, and then we will all have a group Zoom, any of those that can. You'll watch replay, okay. Any of those that can, we will do a group Zoom as well so that everybody knows exactly what to pack for the retreat, right? Because it's all women. My hair might be like this the whole time. I'm deep conditioning it right now, by the way. But we'll know what we're supposed to pack, what's in store. You'll have a better idea of the itinerary. All of that is coming up. And this was one of the pieces of the puzzle that I wanted to get done first. Bless you too, for craft's sake. For craft's sake, by the way, I did send that over. We're going to try to see if we can get supplements over to you in South Africa. So if you could see this, did a little trick in the mirror. The winner of the Live Young Healthy Aging retreat is May 4th, and May 1st through May 4th, and it is at LunaLove_V. I'll get a hold of you if you're not on here. If you are on here, please tell us congratulations. That is a giant win. Okay. Now that that's done, I'm going to leave this up here the whole time. I'm going to have a little bit of mushroom coffee, and let's talk about skincare expiration and spring cleaning of our skincare. Because does skincare go bad? Yes, it does. It does. And so you could be putting toxic stuff on your face. So we're going to go through a little bit of that. Let me just take a little bit of a breather. Get my exhales a little bit longer. I'm going to move you guys down a little bit here. Congratulations, Luna Love. I'm so excited to have you at the retreat. I've looked at the list of people that are coming, and I'm just over the moon. There's only maybe one or two that I haven't worked with, or I don't know already, or it's not like, a name that's familiar to me. And now we've got another winner, and then I've got, 5 or 6 beds that I want to give away. Remember that we have the star-studded, special guests that make the 4-day experience even better. To have somebody that can talk about hormone replacement therapy and menopause that's available for questioning, not only to do like a full, lecture with me, but to be able to answer questions for the weekend that's incredible. That's just an incredible resource to have at your disposal for 4 days. Mel, oh my gosh, I can't even. She is just a bright shining light of a human being. You will be so privileged to be in her orbit. We've got Nurse Karen, who's going to talk to all stuff aesthetic with us, and then we have Candace, who's going to kick our ass when we're weight training, because we need all of those, right? We need that zone 2 cardio. We need that in order to live longer and better. We're going to need to, keep our joints moving and mobility. We're going to need to build muscle mass. We're going to need to, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in terms of movement. You can't just keep, doing the same thing that you did in your 20s and think that it's going to be okay. Gassel Heather 90, I was literally pulling for you too. She says, it looks fantastic. I wish I could be there. Congratulations to everyone who's attending. You guys, there's still time and there's still layaway plans, and I'm not closing it until April 15th. So just so you know, for those of you who I know when I see these names, and I've worked with these people, I know some of you could use this so badly. You need to be there. There are layaway plans, and I just want to make that clear. So there are 12 months, 24 months, even 36 months of a layaway plan, as low as $83 a month to be able to go to the retreat. And when I say life-changing, I mean life-changing. I mean, if you've never been on hormone replacement therapy and you're a midlife woman, you're gonna, by the time you leave the retreat, you're gonna have a doctor's appointment. You're going to know what's available to you. If you've never meditated before and you think I don't know how to meditate. There's no way that works for me. Trust me, there is a meditation that will work with you, and we'll have guided meditation. So there's a lot that's going on. You want to talk about what's available for skincare and in-office types of things? Nurse Karen. You can't get any better than Nurse Karen. And I've never had somebody kick my ass in the gym like Candace, Heather. So, invaluable. When I got Dr. Sagosha to come to the retreat, I just thought, man, that is just next level. Okay, let's talk about, just for a little bit, you guys, if I can just, because I want to make sure when we get off here, everybody learns something, right? Did you even know that your skincare can expire? It can. It does. And if you're not, sorry, I just spilled my coffee. If you're not, doing your spring cleaning, when you're talking about skincare, you could be putting toxic stuff on your skin. So I want to just talk about this. The most important thing in your skincare drawer. Now I'm going to bring you over here. Sorry. If you guys would have seen my morning, you'd be like, oh my God. This was a big giveaway, so I took my time and I wanted to really do it right. Okay, the number one thing that you have to be concerned about when it comes to expiration date. Number one thing is your sunscreen. Your sunscreen. Now this is just, this is it. This is by it. I no affiliation. This is a factor 50 broad spectrum. But you want to look at the expiration date. I don't normally wear readers because I have one bionic eye. I know that sounds weird, but I had LASIK in one eye because my job makes me, I have to read the fine print. Let me see, how do I have to read the fine print on everything, on every bottle, on everything that's going into my body, on the food labels that we have now, where it's it should be like a single ingredient thing. Broccoli doesn't come with an ingredient list, right? It's just broccoli. But our food these days, and what was in the skincare and what was in our supplements, I had LASIK on one eye so that I don't have to, I can see very close and still see far. But when it comes to looking at expiration dates on that's much better for sure, because they're so small. Look at this. It's so small, and in white and you can't really see it, right? It's very, very difficult. So when I put this on, this says expires 12/25. So I have until, I know it's hard to see, 12/25, so December 25th. And if I keep using this, if I keep using this after it's expired, I'm not going to get the 50. That's why sunscreen is super important, to check the expiration date, because you're protecting your skin with ingredients that could expire. So that's the number one thing to look for. There's also another thing. So the expiration date is usually on the thing. Let me just, I don't want it to be like the only place that I'm talking about. Let me see if I can find even like a retinoid. Okay, hold on. We're going back in. Well, this I got in Mexico. There's no expiration. Okay, never mind. Let me see if I can find it in here. Okay. Yeah. This one has a little scanner that you would scan. Normally, you can find them right on the bottle, you guys. And normally, so there's a couple different places that you can look. One of them is if it doesn't have an expiration date, usually it will have a PAO. It's a period after opening. Let me see if I can find that on here. Okay. It looks like this. You see this little tiny, you see this, you guys? You see this little open jar? That jar is supposed to be on every skincare container, and it tells you that not only do you need to check the expiration date, but once you open it, you've got 12 months to use it before it starts declining in its potency, right? So that little open jar, let me see if I can find it on something else. Yep. That little open jar, you see that? Skincare doesn't last forever. So if you're not going to use it, why buy it? Don't keep collecting skincare. Now, you look at my drawers, you think that I collect skincare. I get sent a lot of stuff, you guys, to review. And that's why I've got, I'll bring you in a little closer. Let me see if I can unplug this thing. Hold on. That's why I have my drawers organized the way that I do. So this is my morning drawer. It starts with vitamin C, right? So all of these are vitamin C's. Everything in here is a vitamin C. Yeah, and we start with the vitamin C's first. Now, when you're using something like a serum, that's why Timeless does a good job in putting this in an opaque bottle. You want to make sure that you're not storing this like a vitamin C that oxidizes in the sunlight, out in the open. So you want to keep things like this in the drawer, and you want to check not only the expiration date, but that little thing that shows how far it is open. And if things are expired, you guys, throw them out. Look, here's another one. Here's the ordinary. You'll see this little thing right here, little open jar. That says that, put my glasses back on. I feel like a secretary. Oh my God, that's so much easier to see though. After you open this, you have 6 months. I mean, honestly, you have to get like a magnifying glass to see this shit, but you have 6 months once you open this in order to use it. So that's why, like, don't just like keep continuing to purchase things and just put them in the drawer, and then you're like, oh, I forgot about this. Let me just use it. Because it's not gonna, this has caffeine. It's an active ingredient. It gets rid of eye bags. It's not gonna be as active if I've left the bottle open, or I've opened the bottle and I've had it for a year. Some cosmetics just need to be used in between 6 months. I know. So if you're using something daily, you will use it up, usually within that month. But if you're not using something daily, why the hell do you have it in the first place? Right? Know what you're treating. Know what you're treating, and then make sure that you've got it categorized where you know, like, okay, these are all eye creams in here, you guys. Let's see if I can get you guys a little bit closer and you can see a little bit more. These are all eye creams in here. All of this is eye creams. Now, if I weren't somebody that tested out products all the time, I probably wouldn't have 15 eye creams in there. But they all serve a purpose, and they all serve a different purpose. Caffeine, this is for eye bags. This is just an overall great eye cream. For moisture, we have a 5-in-1 cream here. Smooth, brighten, even tone, nourish skin, safe for sensitive skin. So we use all of these, but you have to make sure that I know for a fact that there are some in here that I need to throw away. So I need to look for the expiration date. I'm going to look for the open by date. Let's see if I can find it on here. This has 6 months once you open it up. I can tell you right now, product is over 6 months old. It's going in the garbage. Going in the garbage. But that's what you have to do, because otherwise, this has 6 months since the time that this has 6 months after you open it, in which it has the full. Now I know that this one is within. That one is pretty easy. This is 12 months. See, so it really kind of depends too on the bottling. So First Aid Beauty, this is a niacinamide. This helps with evening out your skincare, evening out your skin tone, and lifting dark spots. So this is by First Aid Beauty. See how they put it in an opaque bottle? That tends to last a little bit longer than when things are clear like this. And that's just a general rule. So if you look at this, oh my God, glasses back on. Ultra and Sephora have bins to drop off empty products for recycling. I love that. Thank you so much. Azul Celeste .m. That's a great tip, because it's like, I'm going to grab that out of the garbage and go take it to Sephora, because we want to recycle things, right? Okay. So this, for example, has 6, this is the ordinary multi-purpose eye peptide. This, once you open this, you have 6 months. A lot of it has to do with the bottle. A lot of it has to do with oxidative stress. Oxidation. When you open things like this, don't leave it open for a long time, right? You want to open it, take the thing immediately, twist it tight. You can store things in the refrigerator. I don't like doing that, because what I've noticed is, unless I have a refrigerator right here, I won't use the product as much. I don't want to go over to my refrigerator to get my skincare. There are tips of don't keep your skincare in the bathroom. Well, if you were actually using it morning and night in an effective way, meaning you have a wash, you have a treatment in the morning, like a vitamin C, you've got a sunscreen, and in the morning, in the night, you've got a wash, you've got a retinoid, you have a moisturizer. Those are it. That's like the basics. All right. If you have those basics and you had the eye creams that were treating your particular concerns, like dark circles or fine lines or puffiness or all of it, and you used it morning and night, you use these things, you're not going to hit that expiration date. It's when you start on these trends of like, oh, my friend is using this cream, so let me buy this. And then they start collecting and you have no idea what to use. I can't tell you how many times I've sat down on a Zoom with a client, and that client has got all their skincare in a pile, and they're like, okay, what do I use? What do I throw away? What do I use? And I'm like, let's start by checking the expiration dates. How long have you had that stuff? And I always start there. And then let's get the effective stuff. What's your morning active? Should be like a vitamin C or something like that. Something that is has some sort of protection, but vitamin C also helps with, brightening the skin tone. It could be a niacinamide over the top of that, and always, always, always sunscreen. That's all you need. Get back to the basics. I do that sometimes as well. Get back to the basics, right? That's super important. Okay, we're coming back over here. So like I said, most of your skincare has this little jar on it that will tell you how many months that you have until you need to throw that away. Generally, most skincare products can last 30 months on the shelves of a grocery store or on the shelves of Sephora. 30 months, most of the time, they can last. And after 10 to 12 months after opening, that's usually 10 to 12 months after opening, but we've seen in some of these other jars, the ones that are more clear, they're usually around 6 months. So I would say 6 to 12 months after opening, it needs to be used, or you're degrading the ingredients, those active ingredients. But they can stay on the shelves for a long period of time. And there's several different resources. I did want to give you guys some resources. Remember that when they do the expiration dates, you guys, they're usually backwards. They start with the year first. So, you know, depending on what country that you're in, sometimes we do the years first, the month. But on skincare, it's usually the year that comes first. You can also go to checkfresh.com or checkcosmetic.net, checkcosmetic.net. And they will help identify what products have where the expiration dates are. A lot of them print the expiration dates on the bottom as well. But what I have found when you use a product, by the way, I love Olay. It's not your grandma's Olay. Olay's been around for a long time. They have a really great retinoid. This is the Pro Advanced Retinol Complex. I got this at Costco, but it's a great product. So what do you do then when you're like constantly dipping and a product doesn't come with like a thing? So we're not only talking about expiration dates, but contamination of the products that we're putting onto our skin. That's why if you can invest $1 something, literally, these are like $1. They might be $3, I don't know, but they're very, very cheap. And a little spray bottle. Anytime that you don't have to go out and buy a spray bottle. I repurposed this from something else. It used to be something else, you can tell, right? I just stuck an alcohol label on it and put 99% alcohol in here. Now, anytime that I want to dip into something like this, and I don't want to continually put my contaminated hands into it, this is so important, you guys, when we were talking about also healing, like the Aquaphor or CeraVe healing ointments, when we're doing microneedling, you don't want to dip your fingers in there, because guess what? That whole tub, I'm going to show you, these whole tubs like this, you're dipping and you're dipping and you're dipping, and guess what this creates? A little petri dish of contamination. So anytime that you're dipping into something, right, that's not coming in a squirt bottle or not coming in like a serum bottle, but you're actually having to put your hands into it, invest in like one of these little silicone things. It's super cheap. They're on my Amazon store. You could just Google silicone brush, facial brush, right? So that when I'm dipping this in, I just sprayed this with alcohol. When I'm dipping this in, I'm not contaminating it. The same thing with when I'm doing like a retinoid like this that doesn't have the little, sometimes they have those little spoons. Use the spoon. They're there for a reason. The spoons are there for a reason. If you lose a spoon or it doesn't come with a spoon, a silicone brush sprayed with alcohol, look, right? You put retinoid on your whole body. Yeah, it's your skin, right? Skin is skin. You want to protect your face and have your face be, tight skin and healthy and plump and all of that, and you don't do anything for your body. Your skin's all connected. It's our largest organ. So we treat all parts of our skin, or at least I do. And that's one way to make sure that you're not contaminating your products, right? So it's super easy to have one of these and just grab a spray bottle. 99%, not 78%. I think that's the percentage. I think there's a 78% or a 75%. And then there's a 99%. 99% is used in doctor's offices, you guys. So you get a 99% alcohol and you fill it in a spray bottle, and you know, that's how you don't double dip. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, let me just make sure I got to the bottom. I always store my skincare in drawers. Now, I don't put it in the microwave. Oh, could you imagine? I don't put it in the refrigerator because it's not in front of my face and I'm not going to use it enough. But I do store it in dark drawers. You don't want to have your skincare out. Here, I'll come back over here. Sorry about my bathroom. It's a little bit of a mess. But you don't want to have your skincare out like this. This is not skincare. This is hair stuff. Hair stuff you can leave out, but you don't want to leave out skincare. You want that inside the drawers. Okay, so inside the dark drawers, it's just going to last a lot longer. For those of you guys who are just coming on, we have the winner of the Live Young retreat. I want to say there was close to 200 comments and close to I want to say close to 75 applicants. But Luna Love _V, otherwise known as Lorena in her real life, she's the winner of the 4-day Live Young Healthy Aging retreat. So congratulations. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Use the spatulas. Keep your hands out of your products, you guys. And then there's those two different things, right? Look for the expiration date. Let me see if I can. Look for the expiration date. This is going to be a short one. So you look for the expiration date, very small. Sometimes it is on the bottom of products, but look for that expiration date. And then you're also looking for this little jar that shows you how long after you open it will the product be effective. And this is the most important with your sunscreen, okay? Most important with your sunscreen. I'll give you like a little bigger. Here you can see there's that little jar that says once you open it, you've got, for this one, 12 months to use it. And most of them are within 6 to 12 months. That's what they are. Okay. Let me go back and answer these questions, and I think that we're going to get off of here. Your teaching is so precious. So sweet. So sweet. Okay, let's see. Do you think skincare can do a lot, or is it cosmetic procedures that you must have yearly or as often as you can? Gassel Heather 90, that is a great question. And I've been doing this a long time. I'm almost 57, you guys. And I've done both. I've done in-office procedures. And you just saw me do soft wave. You just saw me do Tixel with exosomes. I do both. I do in-office procedures, but my skincare routine at home, if you had to pick one, Gassel Heather 90, just like if you have to pick one, skincare gadget to purchase, it's always red light therapy. I've been saying that, I've been saying that for years, because that's what the science shows. Consistent skincare with active ingredients is going to help the health of your skin. There's a lot of things that you can do in office in terms of like plastic surgery, that pull on the skin, that move the muscles up, that do whatever. When there's cutting involved in the skin, upper blephs, lower blephs, it doesn't matter what it is. You're not improving the health of the skin. You're not improving the function of the skin. You're improving the look. This is all your question, Gassel Heather 90. You're improving the look, but you're not improving the function of the skin. And by that, I mean our ATP production in the skin cells go down. Our collagen content goes down, right? We lose that collagen, that structural support of the system. Remember, in plants, fiber is that structural support. In animals, collagen is that structural support. That's why you'll never see a vegan collagen supplement. Think about it. It makes no sense. Collagen is only in animals. We're an animal. So we lose collagen in our skin. We also lose bone. When you're doing something consistently, like a retinoid at home, chemical peels weekly, you're following this chart that shows you microneedling and those kind of things, nothing is going to, I can say it two ways, and I'm going to. Nothing will ever replace, I don't know where the balloons came from, but hooray! Nothing will ever replace things like a facelift. You'll never do enough skincare to where you'll be able to like mimic a facelift. But nothing nothing comes close to improving the health of your skin like a consistent at-home skincare routine. I'm gonna say that again. It's super important, you guys. The last time I went to sleep without putting on skincare, I was probably 17 years old. And I am not joking about that. I'm really not joking about that. It's so important. It's so important to get every trace of makeup off of your face at night as you can. It is so important. And listen, everybody has different priorities. When I say it's so important, it's only so important if you're looking for the best skin of your life. If you're looking for the best, healthiest functioning skin of your life. I don't know about you, but I want my muscles to be as healthy as they possibly can. I want my bones to be as dense and hard, right up until the end. I also want my skin functioning as best as it can, right? Exfoliating, creating that cell turnover. Active skincare does that, right? Retinoids do that. They thicken up the skin. They increase that cell turnover. They increase circulation to the skin. They increase collagen content and elastin to the skin. These types of things that we do at home when done consistently, and you add in your at-home skincare gadgets, there is no amount of surgery that will get your skin looking that great as a consistent at-home skincare routine. Does that make sense, you guys? Now that said, you can do a consistent at-home skincare routine forever, and doing all the right stuff. Retinoids at night, vitamin C in the morning. You're using stuff like peptides that help, like my favorite now, moisturizer, and my favorite body cream are now the One Skin OSO1 peptide, and it's literally it's helped to rebuild the skin barrier on my neck, because our neck skin is very different than our body skin or our face skin, right? It doesn't secrete oil. It secretes water. Our face secretes oil. So I have, over the years, when I was perimenopausal, kept doing my same skincare routine. And without the lack of moisture that happens with the estrogen drop, all of a sudden you eat up your skin barrier, right? So this type of moisturizer has really helped. No affiliation with them at all. They're just doing great things. This is One Skin, the OSO1. This is the face. This is the body. I'm obsessed with the body. Obsessed with it, because I have noticed my skin is a lot less dry. It's a lot more supple. It feels better. It's the best, one of the best moisturizers I think I've ever used, not because it just slathers an inactive ingredient on top, like moisture. Moisture is an inactive ingredient. If you only moisturized your entire life, you're missing the opportunity to increase the function of your skin. Does that make sense? I learned this from Dr. Abaji. Many years ago. I learned this from Dr. Abaji. He was doing some sort of talk. He invited me as a guest, because I'm the girl that always asks a lot of questions and research the answers. And so I come in with a boatload of questions and already kind of looking for justification or like steer me in the right way. And so Dr. Abaji kind of took me under his wing, and I learned from him that one of the biggest disservices, this is gonna be counterintuitive, you guys. So I'm gonna say it's one of the biggest disservices you can do to your skin, besides not wearing sunscreen, is over moisturizing. One of the biggest disservices, this is a quote from Dr. Abaji. One of the biggest disservices you can do to your skin is over moisturizing. Why? Because when you're layering on moisture, your skin cells in your dermis, underneath your epidermis, in your dermis, those skin cells that produce collagen and elastin, that produce moisture from the inside out, you already got this big little slather on top. And your skin will be like, no, I don't need more, I got it. Yet when you dry that out, like with a retinoid, you dry out your skin with the retinoid. It was made originally for people with acne. And then they started realizing that, wow, adult acne and wrinkles, it will help with wrinkles too. Then all of that, you know what's happened. Like retinoids are like the #1 ingredient in all anti-aging skincare. I hate that word, but that's what is still being used. But it increases the health of the skin. Retinoids thicken the skin, much like microneedling. There's only 2 things that thicken the skin that I've learned, well, and chemical peels. Anytime that you're doing any sort of trauma to the skin, you're doing some sort of ablative thing like a CO2 laser, or like you think about it like, oh, it's gonna like really thin the skin out, but your body bounces back in that wish of homeostasis. Your body bounces back. So when you're using retinoids and you're exfoliating that skin, it's stimulating that skin to produce, right? To exfoliate, to keep going, to make active skin cells. You're increasing the function of your skin. How it looks in terms of wrinkles will follow. We're not, and I've never been one to chase down every single wrinkle. It is a losing battle, you guys. One day we're all going to be old, wrinkly old women. And that's going to be great. And I'm not going to be one of those and be like, oh my God, I got a wrinkle. No, I'm lucky to be alive. We're all lucky to be alive, you guys. There's some real, issues people have out there in the world. And a wrinkle is like, Jesus, give me a break, right? Give me a break. But at the same time, if we're doing self-love, we want to be consistent with our skincare, and you just get in the habit of doing it. And then you don't aim for like every single wrinkle with a magnifying glass. I don't remember last time I looked at my face with a magnifying glass. I don't know why. I don't have, even when I put on my makeup, I don't have one of those mirrors that magnifies. Why would I do that? If it looks good to my naked eye, it'll be fine with somebody else. They're not looking at me with a magnifying glass. Let me see if I see a wrinkle on her face somewhere. Nobody's doing that. So I don't treat skin as like wanting for it to look like it did when it was 20. I want it to function like it did when it was in his 20s, because that's when we start having collagen decline, when our muscular skeletal frame is done growing. And think about that, because collagen is the supportive factor in that. When we're done growing, that's when our collagen starts decreasing, right? So if you can improve the function of the skin through microneedling, through active ingredients like retinoids, like vitamin C, like niacinamide, through chemical peels, alpha hydroxys, if you continually use an active ingredient, and I can't tell you how many times when somebody books a one-on-one with me and they come with their pile of skincare, there's not one active ingredient in there. They're creating lazy skin cells by over moisturizing. That was a gift from Dr. Abaji that I learned very early. Can any in-office treatments besides surgery lift any? Yes. Yeah. Anytime that you tighten, that's a good question. Azul Celeste.m. That's a good question. When you microneedle, if you think about microneedling in terms of creating that trauma and then calling on your body to create that elastin and collagen, it is tightening the skin, right? If you think about that, it is tightening, but to lift the skin is very, very difficult. And the one thing that I would say in terms of at-home lifting of the skin is like a radio frequency tool. So this is by Magellan. Magellan actually is going to be a sponsor at the retreat as well, so we'll see what kind of gifts we get from them. This is the Lumo by Even Skin. This company was sold to another company. I have no idea if they are still, I think they're still selling these, but see, that's the thing, you guys, I've been doing this for so long, and to get a company, most of these things, I want to say, come out of the same 4 factories in China. And to get, I don't want to, maybe I shouldn't say, maybe take that back. That's why I decided, really, there's the one thing that I have always said is, like, if you had to pick one skincare device, it's always red light therapy, because we're talking about the health of the skin. So it increases circulation. It's not just fine lines and wrinkles and skin tone and texture, but it increases circulation, increases the ATP of the cells. It's one of those things that's like, that's really an inside out, outside in approach to aging, right? Because not only are you treating the superficial fine lines and wrinkles, but you're also increasing the function, depth, the function of the skin, right? So increasing circulation. Red light therapy even grows hair. So increasing circulation, helping with cellulite, helping with lymphatic drainage, all of that stuff. It's an incredible healing. And that's where, a lot of the research on red light therapy is from healing, from space, from astronauts who use it there. But what you can do, this is basically what I think we need to do when we're spring cleaning our skincare. We got to get back to the basics, and you can do that by, if you go on liveyounglifestyle.com, you can toggle down on that menu, and you'll see the protocols there, and you'll see like the guidebooks, and there is an ultimate skincare guide there. And when I post this to my main feed, if you just comment the word skincare, you'll get a link to that ultimate skincare guide. And that's really telling you the 3 basic things that you need for morning and night, right? Wash, treat, protect. And in the morning, you don't even need to wash. You can leave that, your retinoids, leave all that stuff on and go over the top of it with, you can cut out that one step if you want. But any good skincare routine starts with those 3 phases, right? You got to wash, you got to treat it with an active ingredient. That's a vitamin C, usually in the morning, and a retinoid at night. And you need to protect. In the morning, that's a sunscreen. In the evening, that's a moisturizer. If you're using an active, to use a moisturizer without an active ingredient, again, think of Dr. Abaji, you're doing a disservice to your skin. It's just not giving you the best outcome. And maybe that's all you want is just moisture skin. That's fine. But that also moisture comes with higher functioning skin. So, okay, I think that's it. I came on a little bit late, so I stayed on a little bit late. Let's see if there's anything else that I can answer. Thank you so much. I love it. Can you do anything to prevent losing bone in your face? You can. You can. People don't. That's a really good question, Gassel Heather 90. I was so pulling for you. I really hope that you can come. I really hope you can figure it out and come, because I think you'd be a great asset you've got great questions, and I think you'd be a great asset to the Healthy Aging Retreat. So, look into that layaway stuff, and hopefully we can get you in there. Okay, but can you do anything for preventing losing bone in your face? When you age, you guys, it's not just fat that we lose in our face. We lose bone. So think about this. You lose fat. That's why I always protect my fat pads. Whenever I'm doing like a radio frequency at home, which we talked about a little bit earlier in terms of it's the only really thing that I can think of that would help lift the skin. Now, microcurrent also does. Let's see if I have this. Yeah, microcurrent lifts the skin, but so I use the MyoLift Mini. I'm bringing all of these kind of devices with me to the retreat so we can all test them out. There's a little bit of a lift for the MyoLift Mini. There's a little bit of a lift that you can get with radio frequency. There's also a little bit of a lift that you get with microcurrent. There's a lift, like anything that tightens is going to lift. But when I'm doing radio frequency, I'm really kind of pushing up and kind of chiseling this out. But it's not just the fat. So when I'm doing this, remember, I'm staying away from those fat pads because we want these fat pads as we age. We don't want to get rid of these fat pads. That's why a lot of people get filler injected here, because we lose the fat here. But Gassel Heather 90, to your point, you also lose bone. So doing weight-bearing exercises doesn't just increase bone density where you're lifting, but everywhere. Like your bones can get stronger through a K2D3 supplement, which I have my Osteomax, which is a K2D3 supplement that I have on Live Young Lifestyle, or shop.liveyounglifestyle.com. So when you get off of here, you can do a couple of different things. You can comment the word skincare, and it will get you to the ultimate skincare routine. There's links, there's product recommendations, there's all that kind of stuff as well. You can also comment retreat to still book that retreat through April 15th. So we've got a little bit of time. Gazzle Heather, look into those layaway plans. Jennifer said, love your info, you're always sharing it. That's all so sweet. Okay, and then the other thing is, if you're looking for a retinoid, all of these things are free. I give away so much free stuff. I love it. But all these things are free on liveyounglifestyle.com. So you can get to any protocol that I have on liveyounglifestyle.com. And there's protocols on microneedling, guidebooks on microneedling. There's, the ultimate skincare routine. There's how to choose the retinoid that's right for you. There's younger looking eyes. There's a lot of different, there's my top tricks for cellulite reduction. A lot of different free guidebooks and free protocols that are on liveyounglifestyle.com. But once I post this to my main feed, you can also put those comments in the comment section and then check your DMs. Okay, you guys, that's it. I gotta go. Just to recap, we have the winner of the Live Young Healthy Aging Retreat, Luna Love_V, otherwise known as Lorena. And when we get a little bit closer, you guys, it was especially after this, but when we get a little bit closer, I don't know what that is. Tell me a little bit more about that, Azul. Okay, but when we get a little bit closer is when I'll have those one-on-ones with everybody so that I know exactly who's coming, what your concerns are, and all of that. But just so you know, we've got a star-studded guest list, from hormone specialist is going to be there the whole weekend, to meditation guider, to like mentor, like just bright shining light of a human being. We've got Candace that'll kick your ass in weight training, and we've got Nurse Karen from Dr. Mani's office who does all things aesthetic plastic surgery. She's a plastic surgeon nurse. And is very much trained in all in-office lasers and things like that. So Nurse Karen is coming as well. Amazing things. Okay, that's all I got, you guys. Remember that when you're doing your spring cleaning, it's not just, your closet or your pantry that needs to be cleaned. Yes, your skincare expires. So look for that expiration date. Get on your binoculars, look for that expiration date, and also look for that little thing that shows you once you've opened it, how long you have to use it. Okay, super important. And that last tip that I had is when you've got something that you need to dip your hands into, use the little spoon if it's included, and if not, invest in like $1 or something for these silicone brushes and spray it with alcohol. All right, that's all I got, everybody. I'll see you guys next week. I might try to hop on here tomorrow and talk a little bit more about the spring cleaning of the skincare stuff. I don't know, we'll have to see. But that's it for today. Congratulations to the winner of the Live Young Retreat. All right, bye everybody. Have a great rest of your day.